Morning, I'm Michael, originally from England, but I've been living in Hong Kong for the last 24 years. On my summer holiday, visiting with Mike Fougere of the Paragliding Atlantic Co-op and also Paragliding Yunnan, and my girlfriend Patricia, and we're here in Cape Breton in the Atlantic coast of Canada.
You're in Inverness, Cape Breton Island, right? Go ahead.
Inverness, Cape Breton Island, sorry, yeah, that's right.
Hey Michael, you're a CFA, what we call come from away. So what is it specifically that draws you to this location?
Well, in this case, it's the person, it's Mike, because we've been friends for a long time, for me visiting him in Yunnan from Hong Kong. And when he came to visit us in Hong Kong in May, we just said, well, maybe we should come and visit you for a change over here in Canada.
Is this your very first time here in Inverness?
It's my first time here. I did come to Vancouver a few years ago, but it's a very different vibe over on this side of the coast.
Well, how is it different?
Well, Vancouver's a big city and all the sort of the things that go with it. Here it's all very much more open, much lower density, small towns, and old style feel to the place, but with a new twist of whatever's going on these days.
Michael, are the weather conditions suitable today?
I hope so. They're suitable for all kinds of things. For flying, it's a little bit more exacting. Haven't done the check on the weather yet, but we've got our fingers crossed that it looks good according to the info on the computer.
We're seeing winds from the southwest at the surface.
Can you describe the area that we're at?
We are in Inverness, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton. One of the most beautiful places on the Atlantic coast, and the warmest waters too.
Okay, I'm Pat, I'm from Hong Kong, and I'm in Inverness, and partly it's because I've never been to this part of Canada, so it's quite exciting, and I'm here with paragliding friends, and we hope to do some coastal soaring in the North Atlantic coast. Today the weather's great for paragliding. The wind is blowing the right direction and it's the right strength. I'm a low airtime pilot, so this is perfect for me actually. And I'm very much looking forward to getting out there and getting into the skies. So that's basically the coast, and we're going to land on the beach, and this is the windsock that's telling us the direction and the strength of the wind.
So we have two main forms of sustaining flying. The first is like a dynamic wind, so you've got a pretty constant layered wind that's coming in and hits a geographical feature and forces that air up. So we try to stay in that air. You can stay up for a long time, usually it's pretty smooth, but you're confined to that geographical feature because only there is the band of lifting air. Your alternative is more like a thermal flying, which you see the birds of prey when you're in a more open land or more mountainous land and the pockets of thermal are rising and you're trying to stay up in those or hopping between those. So
to enhance the safety of the sport, we need to make sure that we've got a reserve parachute if anything goes wrong with the main paragliding wing.
So can I see exactly where that is?
So that's basically on the right hand side because most people are right handed, and this handle here deploys the reserve mid-air if and when we need to. So with the parachute you cannot control the direction, whereas the wing you can control the direction and the way it flies.
So here we are in Inverness, Nova Scotia, Canada. It's a really beautiful site for paragliding in various wind directions from south all the way to northwest. And the warmest waters in, well, north of the Carolinas. And it's not famous, but it's a very good place to come and paraglide. We've got some Europeans that have come over, many Quebecers, and this week we've got two people from Hong Kong, good friends that come to visit, and we had a good time. Also in Inverness you've got your golf, deep sea fishing, a bunch of other activities, and hopefully one day we'll bring you guys up to fly. Our Association of Pilots, which is HPAC, Hang Gliding and Paragliding Association of Canada, our association is closely linked with Transport Canada. We follow guidelines of aviation, general aviation. And these guidelines are very simple in the sense where we respect landowners and we are also insured for third-party liability. In North America, combining the US and Canada, we're probably 3,000 pilots. There are more out there, but overall the association is well liked and well managed by FAA and Transport Canada. Yes, Europe is the cradle of paragliding. For many factors, the aerology, the geology, the type of people that were living in the mountains. Paragliding started as a mountaineering sport, which the mountaineers would love to climb, but they would never like to go down. So they got parachutes. This, we're going back in the mid-'80s, early '80s, and they had parachutes just modified, and they would literally jump off the mountain and be at the bar drinking beer while all their friends are still rappelling down the mountain.